He's got the sauce, dude.
Someone's like, are you sure he doesn't cheat? And I started to say, nah, he doesn't. Joe goes, I'm not sure.
I'm not sure at all. I'm not sure. But I mean, like, if you cheat and get away with this, what's up? I mean,
it's not cheating if the ref doesn't catch you, bro.
If you're not cheating, you're not trying.
whatever it takes.
Amen. All right, baby mom text me, so let's do it.
I'm about to max. Give me
Give it up! What's good, yo? Welcome to another episode 21 of MKN GNZ Tv with Mighty Joe Young.
What's up, what's up?
Tell me where you're from, Mighty Joe Young.
Bethlehem. Grew up Farmersville Elementary, East Hills, and Freedom High School.
Freedom High School, finna graduate from the prestigious Freedom High School football program. Let's talk about your high school career. You were a pretty good student, apparently.
Yeah.
You like in all honors classes, right?
Yeah.
What's your GPA?
Yeah. Cumulative 3.7.
Nice.
GPA.
I think mine was like a 3.5. Doesn't matter anymore, but for you, it doesn't matter. And you played a couple sports. You were kind of good.
Is that right?
Some people might say you were all right. Some people might say you were kind of good. Did you start all 4 years?
I did. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
What was that like?
I mean, so I got to high school, and my freshman year, Coach Roeder brought me up he wanted me to be on the JV team and play receiver, whatever, that type of athlete role.
Yeah.
And my brother, actually, my older brother Jake, was supposed to be the quarterback.
Shout out to Jake.
Shout out to Jake.
I miss you, man. Yeah. Call me when you get home, bro.
No, yeah, he was a junior when I was a freshman. He was the projected quarterback for Freedom, and he ended up tearing his labrum in his shoulder in wrestling, and he wasn't able to obviously do that. He wasn't able to throw. So then we had this whole like quarterback in question.
Yeah.
So I started chugging the ball a little bit. He liked it, so then I actually played quarterback for the JV team for a little bit. Played a couple of games there, and then midway through the season, he gave me the green light for my first start was Easton.
Oh my god.
My next game was Parkland.
Oh my god.
After that was we had Northampton, then Becca, and Liberty. Those were my that was just death row. Yeah. So no, but yeah, it was definitely grateful opportunity. I mean,
my first varsity start was sophomore year versus Easton too.
Yeah.
We went to halftime like 3-0, and we thought like, oh my god, we're gonna beat them. Yeah. I didn't beat them until I was a senior. It was a shame. But then we beat the brakes off them.
Mm-hmm.
So I heard there was a rumor you might have sabotaged Jake so you could get the start. That's a cold life.
That's
man.
not funny.
How you do that to your brother? You get the starting spot.
Nah.
That's not true. I just made that up as you were saying it. I think that's a good rumor, but it's out there now. So
yeah, well,
you know. Anybody that's the starting quarterback when Joe gets there, stay away from him. Okay, you might get injured.
No, but definitely high school career started out with humble beginnings.
Humble beginnings.
I'd say.
That's a very good way to put it.
So I got there freshman year, then we went 2-8 that season. Biggest game of the year versus Liberty, the whole rivalry game. I'm in there at 13, 14 years old. I end up throwing 4 picks in that game.
That'll do it.
4 or 5, to be honest. I don't even remember.
You were just throwing the ball.
You know, it was just in and out.
Yeah.
I forgot about it the next day.
They say the key to having a happy life is having a short memory.
Right. And that's big in sports.
It's
no,
so
for real.
big.
It's
huge
so
in
big.
sports.
Yeah, definitely.
It's actually huge in sports.
No, it really is.
But,
so,
especially at quarterback.
Yeah, so 2-8 first year, and then got a new strength and conditioning coach, a new assistant coach.
Oh.
By the name of Andre Morales.
Tell me more about that guy.
Yeah, he's a little ugly, but he got the job done for us. Nah, in all seriousness, though.
Another key to life: ugly people always get the job done. Like, if you're ugly, you gotta produce.
No, yeah.
The smile's not gonna, you're not gonna get by on good looks because you don't have
for you
them.
maybe, but So then off season we kind of hit the ground running.
Sophomore year,
Sophomore year,
talk about that record, that little run.
yeah. So in the off season, then we get this new strength and conditioning coach and assistant coach, and he really just, we didn't really have before a weight program. Before that, we kind of just, it was faulty and didn't get the job done at all.
It was like, who flung down?
It was
Cause, nah, don't do that. But
not at all.
but it was mismanaged. We said that. There
For
was
sure.
there was weights all over the floor. That was like the first thing to do, was to pick up the weights off the floor so that we can work in a safe environment. I'll take over a little bit for you here. I think what we did, there was structure. That's all I did. I didn't recreate the wheel. I just brought the wheel to you guys. And you know, the show's not to talk about me, so we're gonna stop talking about the weight program. But yeah, it was important. But like, you guys came together as a team, right? Like, it wasn't like I didn't make the plays. No one made the plays. I just screamed at you a lot.
You definitely got us to believe in ourselves for sure. That was the one thing I remember. You came in, and we were 2-8 the year before, and you just instilled in us. All right, 2-8 last year, 8-2 is the standard for this year.
When I saw the tape of like the O lineman and like the skill you had that 2-8 year, I was just like, oh, this isn't like a talent problem. It's just like,
yeah.
you know, it was. We had a very wise woman last episode. You just needed to shift the perception,
Right.
and that's really all. And people think it takes a lot, and it really doesn't. It's like, it's these little things every day that make the switch. But you know, like, let's talk about internally, because I wasn't in the huddles. I wasn't, you know, I was in the locker room, but not as much as you guys, right? When did you guys actually start to believe it? Like, when did you guys actually start to make it feel like your own? Because it wasn't, you know, the weight room was over and it was time to go to camp, you know?
Yeah. I mean, it's funny because all through preseason and then we go through camp and we all just like collectively thought, we were like, yeah, like, we're a real team this year. Like, we know what we got. We know what we're capable of. We went into week one knowing that we were going to win. And that was like, let alone winning at Freedom was going to be a big thing.
Yeah.
So it was just, we had confidence from the jump. Even after being 2-8, we just knew that like we were going to be a good team that year, and we just went into the season completely confident.
Confidence is key.
Absolutely.
But not like cocky, right? I don't like. It's tough to be cocky
Difference.
after 2-8,
Difference.
right?
Yeah.
It's more like in preparation. I'm confident in my preparation.
Yeah, it was a humble, we're just going to stay low and y'all can watch us.
Remember, what was that? We used to say, like,
Back then they didn't want me. Now we're hot and they don't want me. Yeah.
I remember that day, like, I think the song came on the radio.
I forgot about that.
And it was like, I was like, oh my God, that's
That
how
was
it
our
goes.
thing. That
That's
was
how
our
it goes.
thing.
It's like, when you're losing, nobody wants to talk to you. And then when you're hot, everybody's on you.
Yeah.
And like, I knew that was getting ready to happen. I don't know why, I just felt it in my bones. And like, then you see the principals start to come around a little more. Then you see the cameras.
All of a sudden, yeah.
Then I'm like, hey, Joe, tell them about our friendship. Joe used to shout me out. I really appreciated that. And I was like, I used to love watching when you interviewed. I'm like, all right, so now back to your individual career now as the QB. You know, 4 years. Like, what do you see when you're back there? What do you see when you're calling the plays and you're in the huddle? Like, what's the Joe Young experience at quarterback?
I mean, definitely being able to start 4 years was extremely beneficial. I had more, in high school especially, I feel like at a young age, experiences, it goes a long way in sports. And to be at a position like quarterback, that's something that's will really help you at that position. And just as the years went on, I just got more comfortable with myself and my team, and just more confident in my what I can do. And
So talk about battling injury, because you got banged up along the way. What was it like coming back? from a couple injuries in your career.
Yeah.
What were they?
Sophomore year, I broke my hip in the Whitehall game. Fractured. Yeah.
I remember that actually. It wasn't broken all the way through.
It was. It actually was, and it was my hip socket. It actually chipped completely off. But
What did they do for that?
They put me under, but they didn't need to surgically repair anything because it wasn't displaced or whatever. Yeah. So it healed itself, thankfully.
Nice.
I got I got cleared for my hip, and a week after I got cleared, and he still hates me for this. In gym class, I was dunking basketball.
I don't hate you. I'm thoroughly disappointed.
I was dunking basketball in gym class,
But
and
hate's pretty strong word.
I fractured my elbow in my throwing arm, unfortunately. So
Because it was like you just got cleared, and it might have been like January.
It was, yeah, it was, yeah.
And now I'm just like drooling. Like, I got Joe Young, he's healthy, and we're going to the weight room. And then he dunks the ball in gym class and blows his elbow.
Yeah, that sent me back a little bit.
Who's your gym teacher?
It was Stellato at the time. But no,
Come on, Joe.
that's a different story.
Sit the starting quarterback down, Jim. Give him an A.
That's a different story.
I've said this to Joe. Can't wait.
And the junior year, I had torn my PCL in the Whitehall game again, week 7. I was out. I ended up missing one game. Then it traced me back up with it. And
Robotic leg.
yeah, and I finished the season then, and then the last game, the first week of playoffs, I tore my MCL in the same knee because it was just weak and busted, so I completely messed that up. And then recovered from that. Thankfully, blessed to have finished a healthy season finally for my senior year, all 13 weeks without one injury.
Were you like week 7 come? You're just like.
Week 7, we were still playing Whitehall at Whitehall, and I was like, this is not gonna happen again.
Yeah.
So, yeah, thankfully was able to stay healthy this time around, but.
Word. So now you just wrapped up your career, and where are we headed now?
Next year I'll be attending a prep school in Connecticut called Choate Rosemary Hall. And it's, I'm going to be a PG year. They call it a post-grad year. It's like a 13th grade, basically. So I'll be doing that for a year and then see where I end up next.
So let's talk about the recruiting process, because it's, everyone, I feel like everyone takes it for granted until they're in it, right? So what have you learned now headed to a post-grad year? Like, why are you going to a post-grad year?
So for my case, I'm going to do this post-grad year. I had some Ivy League aspirations. I was getting recruited by some schools, Yale, Columbia, Dartmouth, schools like that. And I fell short of the SAT score by a little bit, so they recommended to take this PG year. And I didn't even know about prep school or anything like that until they brought it up to me. So I was like, yeah, cool. I'll do that for a year. Get my test score up, and they want to take me the next year after that.
What does it need to be?
They wanted an 1150, 1200 range. I took it a couple times. I ended up busting an 1100 the last time.
Oh.
So it was literally like, that's a couple questions. So, yeah. But
when was the first time you took your SAT?
Junior year, May of junior year.
Okay. That's not bad. So we started 7-on-7 team, East Penn Steel Rockets. We visited colleges this year, and we talked to like directors of recruiting face to face, and they say, take him your sophomore spring. Like, looking back right now, you're in 12th grade. If you took him your sophomore spring, at least once, that'd have been one more shot, right?
Right. Yeah.
Like, what was sitting in that long test? What was probably like the worst thing? Like, the questions are, the questions. They're not gonna change. But would you say it's like dreading on the body to like be staring at this little book for 5 hours?
Yeah. I mean, it's just it's a long time to do that, and to be able to stay concentrated on that one thing for that long of time, it's pretty tough.
And it's like high stakes too. It's not
Exactly. So it's
not
knowing, I know how important it is to
Yeah.
myself, so it's just the whole anxiety thing doesn't help out with it either, so.
I took the SAT like 5 times. It was crazy.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like I didn't go Ivy League. I didn't have any aspirations for that. But all I needed, I got the 860 that I wanted, but I was like on my own, I was like, I need to break 1,000 because I'm an idiot. So, so like I got a 1010 and I was like, I'm out.
Weird, that's
see ya. 1010 and I'm out. But
Yeah.
and then I even got smarter about it when I the last 2 times I took it, because it's a combined score, with some strategy, I would nap during the math and do the reading.
Super score, yeah.
And then
I
I
actually
would-
did that with one of my things, yeah.
And then I would nap during the reading on the next one and just do the math. So I'm like banging out a little 30-minute nap. I'm like, all right. Here we go.
Strategy.
Strategy. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Do what you
Yeah.
gotta do to get this score.
Yeah,
Or start taking them in sophomore year, like calm the anxiety down.
yeah,
And now you're in like mental shape to do it. Because
yeah.
like unless you like practice taking 5-hour tests on Saturdays,
Uh,
you're like
You're
some
not
kind of
gonna be
SAT
prepared for
weirdo.
that, yeah.
Like, maybe we should do that. Maybe we should just like all of our football players that train here are now mandated to practice 5-hour tests. You're just gonna come in here and everyone's gonna be sitting here silent.
test games.
Test games. We're now starting the test games course. We might be onto something.
Yeah, I think so.
Seriously though, because that's all it is. It's a high stake. Like
Absolutely.
being in mental shape is a real thing. All right, so obviously playing wasn't the deal, and you're like 40 points off.
Yeah.
What do they run at Choate? Let's talk about football, because there's no. So do you even have to take class, or are you just gonna go like SAT prep it, or do
It's like, so
you have, like 2 classes a day? Is
I
it,
got,
like,
I gotta take, there's like certain classes that are mandatory that I have to take as a PG. It's like an English class and maybe a history class, and then the rest would basically be like electives. So like they have an SAT prep class I'll take as one of my things. I might take like an art class or some type of like
you should
music
definitely take
class.
pottery.
Pottery?
Yeah.
You think so?
Yeah, look at those mitts. They think the world's biggest vase. They're like 3 fingers.
No. But yeah.
Send me the pottery, I'll keep it.
You can hang it up somewhere.
Yeah, this is made by Joe Young.
No, yeah.
I'll put my pens in.
But with the whole recruiting process, I mean, with you talking about not having Ivy League aspirations, my whole life I didn't even think
Would be an
that
option.
route at all. Yeah. Freshman year I got to high school and I was just kind of like a little idiot. In my head I was like, this is my mentality. I was like, all right, I'm gonna go through high school. After this, I'm gonna go D1. I'm gonna do all this stuff. I'm gonna go to college for football, full scholarship, all this stuff.
And you think it's just gonna happen. Like,
Right, that's
I gotta
that's
do
what
is
kids
ball out.
think. It's not as easy
It's
as
over.
everybody makes it seem. But
There's
like
a lot of kids out there balling out.
exactly with the same mission and the same hunger as everybody else. Like yeah, you just. But yeah, anyways, so through that, I didn't really try my level best as like Ivy League standards as I should have. Starting my freshman year, sophomore year, same thing. But as I got older, I kind of saw a different vision, and if I could go back, I would change a bunch of things. But the one thing.
Hold on, we gotta stay there, because that's huge. Like, you're in 12th grade now, right?
Mhm.
For you to be saying that right now is huge. All 12th graders, 11th graders, 10th graders, 9th graders, like, you got, what are you, you were all conference,
Yeah.
all everything quarterback that would go back and do things different. So, like, if you're on your phone now watching this, like, take Joe Young's advice and do it now so you don't come on my show and talk about how you do it different.
Absolutely, yeah.
All right. So what would you do different if you go back?
So, going through high school, the one thing I always regret doing, I never reached out to any coaches or colleges for recruiting. I just always had like the idea that like I'm just gonna play ball and they're gonna come to me,
Yeah.
and that type of thing. I ended up doing that through my 4 years. I got a bunch of looks. I got recruited by people that reached out to me, and In my senior year, I ended up getting my a Division I full scholarship to play football at Delaware State. I had a couple other opportunities. I prefer a walk-on spot at Fordham, other stuff like that. But
The Ivy League aspirations is the
yeah,
goal now.
yeah. Now it kind of switched for me as football wasn't like what my mom used to always like instill in us is you use football, you use what God gave you, athleticism, to get you to. So football will be the gateway
Absolutely.
for me to get to the best school I can, or have the best education I can, and that's I guess what I started seeing later in my high school career, that's the important thing. So, but yeah, with the whole recruiting thing, I never reached out to any coaches. That's definitely something I would do differently. That now that I know how the whole recruiting process works, you gotta.
Did you go to many camps or no? Like, what kind of camps did you go to?
In my junior year, I started going to some camps. A bunch of coaches were reaching out, and they would like tell me to come in at camp and stuff like that. But you really gotta, the schools that you're interested, you have to reach out to them.
Yeah.
You gotta email them. You gotta follow them on Twitter. You DM them something. Reach out, show interest, and then you go to their camps, and you just kind of have that mission, and you just.
So imagine if you were in 9th grade and you played on 7-on-7 teams that took you to colleges and sat you down on the campus in front of the coaches.
Yeah.
Do you think that would have been beneficial to you?
Absolutely. I mean, no, for real though,
Absolutely.
exposure is like, that's everything,
Yeah.
and showing interest is everything. So
So we went to Maryland, and their head of recruiting, director of recruiting, played in the NFL, and like awesome, fired up old black dude, like, and he's just preaching to us, and that's what he said. He's like, all of you aren't going to go to the NFL, but all of you can use football to get to school.
Exactly.
You can leverage this football experience
Yeah.
to be your best and
Right.
go to the best school you can be. And that's, you just touched upon that, and that's the goal. That's
that's the
game.
main thing.
Like,
Exactly.
college debt is crippling. If you go, like, that's a whole nother show. But leveraging football to get into school is the goal. So you have another opportunity, which is super dope. You're 19, and it's a boarding school, right? So you get to live there.
in Connecticut. Yeah.
Do you have your roommate yet?
No, I think I'm gonna try and get a single for this.
Nah, get a roommate, bro.
I don't know.
Like, see what they're like, and try to get a roommate. Why do you want to get a single?
I don't know. I just figured I'll be there for a year.
You have a whole year to
stick
learn
to
some more.
myself.
To learn and get to know new people.
That's true.
Dude, so I like to think I don't have many regrets, because at the time that's what I wanted to do. But like in college, I was kind of like, I was a little bit of a loner. I got like a handful of guys that know me really well. But every year I had 100 guys that I spent 100 hours a week with. Like, I should have known a lot more of them. So my advice to you would be, get a roommate.
Yeah.
Kind of like, see if you can vet him, make sure he's not super weird. But like my freshman roommate was super weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was a walk-on kicker. So
Oh yeah,
you
that's
can,
what.
like, you can just like try to profile that. Like, if you're watching this, you know it. Like, Jimmy Do, if you're watching it, Jimmy Dumont. He was actually my suite mate. So Jimmy Dumont knew my roommate. They went to high school together. And then there was a fourth guy, because there was 2 rooms and 2 guys in each room. So Jimmy was like, I don't want to get stuck with that kid, so I'm going to take this kid. And they left me with a weird roommate. So
cool.
Jimmy Dumont, I still love you, but that's something me and you've still got to hash out from 10 years ago.
No, that's definitely a thing though. Like playing a sport, that's definitely a huge plus for the prep school I'm about to go to, and then the college.
Is it all boys school?
Nah.
Joe? All right, cool. I'm saying.
Nah, but yeah.
That'd be a lot, too much time, too many men.
No, but playing a sport, you already have like a built-in friend group.
Yeah.
You automatically know
You
a
have
whole
to take
bunch
advantage of
people.
it. See if you could reach out to some of your recruits, and I would recommend against a single, but I don't know, maybe you're the weird one. Maybe you deserve a single. After knowing you all this time, maybe you should get a single.
Yeah, maybe. No,
All
we'll
right,
see.
so now you're just kind of waiting on test scores. You can go like crush some classes,
Yeah, I'm
You're
gonna
gonna
take
sit in your room every Saturday, not watch college football, and you're gonna practice the SAT.
something like that.
Something like that.
Yeah,
Right?
definitely
Imagine
gonna prepare.
imagine you went to somebody's house and like you busted in the room. You said that guy to death. I don't want to be bad at the SAT. Gotta get in mental shape.
No, but definitely gonna have some serious preparation
Yeah.
from here on out to attack that.
What's Chote's mascot?
The wild boar, I think.
It's manly.
Yeah.
I think you can get bacon out of a boar. It's like some kind of pig.
I mean, they win, so.
It wins, man. That's what's up. All right, shout outs.
Shout outs. Shout out Jake Young,
Absolutely.
the favored young brother. Josh Young
I have
as
no
well.
problem naming favorites. He's earned it.
No, Josh Young as well. Both my older brothers. Definitely made me into the competitor and the person overall I am today. Shout out my lovely mother.
Carla Young, last episode. Make sure you check that one out.
Check that one out, episode 20.
20, yep.
Shout out her, single mother. Never once
Salt
complained.
of the earth lady. That's how you tell people about your mom. Salt of the earth.
Yeah, she playing both roles, dad and mom. Never once complained. So big shout out to her. Shout out Big Ugly right here.
Come on, man.
Bald head. Nah, I got a few shout outs, but we'll keep it at that.
All right, man. Keep it up. I'm excited to see you do your thing. Get this test score.
Yeah, no doubt.
You keep making gains too. All right, let's go. Right? It's kind of like you kind of want to try it. It was free, so if we flip it and break it, whatever.
Hit that thumbs up button as hard as you possibly can. Subscribe to the channel. But for now, signing off from Making Gains TV.